everyone, welcome to the Roblox Gamer. You probably, or Roblox God, Roblox God, he is here today. Okay, so
I'm here with my brother, Demon.
Well, story time. And we're gonna be talking about Five Nights at Freddy's while playing Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What kind of game is this? So yeah, we've got a couple things on this game. For those who don't know, this is actually one of the newest FNAF games. I believe there is a fan game, or better yet, Scott Coffin's Sorry game, if you guys want to check that out. It's a really good game. Known as Freddy's Security Breach Brawl, or something like that. I believe that's the name of it. You guys can go correct me if I'm wrong. There is security breach, but this is the main title at this point. It is the main title at this point, I guess you could call it. So, Five Nights at Freddy's was actually, if I can get the research done, I'm gonna pause for 1 second, guys, just to make sure that we got everything done.
In front of you to navigate
Okay, we're here. We're in.
We're in. These scenarios. More will become
So, guys,
available.
we are technically just exploring our around a bit.
And some new ones as well.
So
So stay a while and have a good time. And remember, despite the temporary horror you may experience, this is a completely controlled environment, and you aren't in any real danger. Fazbear Entertainment not responsible for real danger. Please make a selection from the virtual menu.
So, as you guys can see, this is the dialogue you'll see from the game. And now, this is the mobile version. This is not like, what's the better word? This is not the version of the game that's on VR. There's a VR version. There's also a console version. I forget which console it's on. But there's actually a lot of different game modes, so yeah, that's gonna be awesome. So, as we're gonna be seeing for a second, as I bring up the history of it, guys, so I have the history right here. As we know, Five Nights at Freddy's, this is also from Wikipedia, so I don't want to quote a bunch of things, but the franchise is made by Scott Coffin, which began in 2014 with the first game. And it was discovered, it almost failed as far as I can remember, as it was said. It nearly failed as some people just couldn't get the game to work for him. That is, until it was discovered by a couple YouTubers, most notably Markiplier, and the other YouTuber. And Daco brought the franchise into the spotlight. Since then, there's been many other games, such as FNAF 2, FNAF 3, FNAF 4, FNAF Sister Location, FNAF 6, Pizzeria Simulator, Five Nights at Freddy's, FNAF World, and there's a FNAF 7, known as Ultimate Custom Night, and of course the game you see right here, Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted. So, yes. And yeah, as you can call them, the kings of Five Nights at Freddy's, but in the game, it is most Bentley. There are a lot of things that happen. My brother, knowing about, it was actually things that he had a lot of different games before. Five Nights at Freddy's, by the way, was actually going to be Scott's last project after being a game developer, but never being able to pick the game from the ground up. That is until FNAF was also going to be his last project that was going to fail until Markiplier stumbled upon the game, most likely him. We don't exactly know who the first YouTuber was, to actually find the game and launch it into the spotlight. Since then, it has been a horror game that is loved by a lot of people. And of course, it says genre is survival horror. Scott Coffin is one of the best. He's the creator of it. It even has a lot of music in it, and it's a pretty good game. And apparently, it says in the main series, consists of 9 games. The first 3 games, the player controls a nighttime security guards who must utilize security cameras and other tools to survive against animatronic characters who want, and I'm gonna stop quoting there, who the animatronics want to kill you because they're haunted by spirits of young children. Now, as the FNAF lore goes, and you could try deciphering it yourself, I've never been able to decipher it, and there's one good reason for it. It's straight up difficult to actually solve it. If you look at the ability of Five Nights at Freddy's, good luck deciphering it. Honestly, it's all hidden in code for the most part. Yeah, survive until 6 a.m. is also what you usually do in the game, no matter what game you play. The first game is actually kind of standard up. You got Phone Guy, who welcomes you. Now, unlike this game, which is in VR, you can pretty much do whatever you want, but in the actual game, you can't move around. This is supposed to be in VR. So I'm going to just be quiet so you guys can listen to the phone call.
I actually worked in that office before you.
Also, this is a secret Easter egg, guys.
My last week now, as a matter of fact, so I know it can be a bit overwhelming, but I'm here to tell you there's nothing to worry about.
Mark, we should check the cameras.
So let's just focus
And
on
we
getting
should
you
So,
through your
check on Foxy.
okay?
Also, guys, to be
Let's
fair,
see.
William
First, an
Afton,
introductory
as he's
briefing
presumed in
from
the
the
lore,
company.
is the guy who killed a bunch of kids in animatronic
It's kind of
suits.
a legal thing, you know. Welcome to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, a magical place for kids and grown-ups alike, where fantasy and fun come to life. Fazbear Entertainment is not responsible for damage to property or person.
Hey, don't say my name.
Damage or death of the
Demon
person or missing
Gamer.
person
Not my
will be
name.
found within 90 days or as soon as property and premises have been
Storytime,
thoroughly
we
cleaned
should
and bleached,
check
and
on
the carpets have been
Foxy.
replaced. Blah, blah, blah.
So, guys,
Now,
there's
that
different
might
things you can
sound
do.
bad, I
And also,
know,
again,
but
we
there's
are
really
going
nothing
to 6
worry
a.m.
about.
As the franchise is, it's a pretty lovable franchise, I should say myself, as I am a FNAF fan myself.
Do I blame them? No. If I were forced to sing those same stupid songs for 20 years and I never got a bath, I'd probably be a bit irritable at night too. So remember, these characters hold a special place in the hearts of children, and we need to show them a little respect, right? Okay. So just be aware, the characters do tend to wander a bit. They're left in some kind of free roaming mode at night.
And of course, the FNAF lore, that I'm gonna say, is really hard to decipher.
They used to be allowed to walk around during the day too, but then there was the bite.
And again, the Fight of 87 is part of the lore, and I'm just gonna be calling out things that are important to the lore.
Without the frontal lobe, you know. Now, concerning your safety, the only real risk to you as a night watchman here, if any, is the fact that these characters, if they happen to see you after hours, probably won't recognize you as a person. They'll most likely see you as a metal endoskeleton without its costume on.
Which is basically the main gameplay. You're trying to stop.
Probably try to forcefully stuff you inside a Freddy Fazbear suit. Now that wouldn't be so bad if the suits themselves weren't filled with cross beams, wires, and animatronic devices, especially around the facial area. So you can imagine how having your head forcefully pressed inside one of those could cause a bit of discomfort and death. The only parts of you that would like to see the light of day again would be your eyeballs and teeth when they pop out the front of the mask. Yeah, they don't tell you these things when you sign up. But hey, first station of the breeze. I'll chat with you tomorrow. Check those cameras and remember to close the doors only if absolutely necessary.
Yeah, another part of the FNAF lore is that you have to be careful to not waste too much power, and that is technically the main problem. So, as you guys can see, it always goes to 6 a.m. And the phone guy tries to tell you everything you need to know. Honestly, if I'm gonna be honest, hey.
Storytime, we should check. Let's see if
Yes, the main gameplay that you're trying to survive as a night guard. Yeah, so again, you have very limited power. Your main goal is trying to survive for as long as possible. So as you probably wouldn't have known, and there's different animatronics that come out each night. So as you guys probably know, there's different animatronics, and we're probably not going to survive. The whole point is that every time you win the game, this is exactly what happens. And I'm going to be honest, we're only going to be playing the second night just to show you guys what happens in the second game. Now, unfortunately, the game does not dispute everything. And yes, this game has a lot of cool stuff that you can probably find in that place. And there's a lot of different modes in this version of the game. Now, of course, being a character, we are pretty much good to go at this point in the game. So, the game allows you to close doors, flashlights, well, not close doors, actually, flashlights, and wear a mask. The new game actually has something that probably no players were expecting. New foes and new enemies.
Hello, and welcome to your new summer job at the new and improved Freddy Fazbear's.
So, as we probably would go,
I'm here to talk you through some of the things you can expect to see during your first week here and to help you get started down this new and exciting career path. Now, I want you to forget anything you may have heard about the old locations, you know. Some people still have a somewhat negative impression of the company.
So your main goal in this game is to protect yourself against animatronics, just like in the first game, right? But the thing is, there's different animatronics.
To family fun and above all, safety. They've spent a small fortune on these new animatronics. Facial recognition, advanced mobility. They even let them walk around during the day.
So yeah, that's another thing. So they're haunted by spirits of dead children.
They're all tied into
As I probably already said, the FNAF lore since this game was supposed to be, I believe the second game was supposed to be around.
Now that being said, no new system is without its kinks. You're only the second guard to work at that location. The first guy finished his week but complained about conditions. We switched him over to the day shift. So, hey, lucky you, right? Mainly he expressed concern that certain characters seemed to move around at night and even attempted to get into his office. Now, from what we know, that should be impossible. That restaurant should be the safest place on Earth. So while our engineers don't really have an explanation for this, the working theory is that the robots were never given a proper night mode. So when it gets quiet, they think they're in the wrong room. So then they go try to find where the people are, and in this case, that's your office. So our temporary solution is this. There's a music box over by the prize counter, and it's rigged to be wound up remotely. So just every once in a while, switch over to the prize counter video feed.
Yes, the puppet is technically a new foe.
It doesn't seem to affect all of the animatronics, but it does affect one of them. And as for the rest of them, we have an even easier solution. You see, there may be a minor glitch in the system, something about the robot seeing you as an endoskeleton without its costume on, and wanting to discuss it soon. So hey, we've given you an empty Freddy Fazbear head. Problem solved. You can put it on any time and leave it on for as long as you want. Eventually, anything that wandered in will wander back out. Something else worth mentioning is kind of the quirky modern design of the building. You may have noticed there are no doors for you to close. But hey, you have lights, and even though your flashlight can run out of power, the building cannot. So don't worry about the place going dark. Well, I think that's it. You should be golden. Check the lights, put on the Freddy head if you need to. Keep the music box wound up. Piece of cake. Have a good night, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.
yeah, main point of the game. Stop animatronics from entering your office. While most animatronics can enter your door through multiple ways, the main theory is that you want to be careful about this. Because, yeah, if you're not careful, fudge. And of course, every animatronic will try to kill you. And yeah, they will constantly try to. Though you are usually safe, for the most part. So as you probably would already know, so, yeah, that's pretty much the main focus of the second game. If I want you guys to, I may get the third game and fourth game, just to show you guys what the mechanics are in the third game. Though, don't expect me to play those games. So, yeah, this is pretty much the gameplay for the whole game. It's pretty fun, they're fluid, and they were pretty cheap back in the day. I still think they're kind of cheap. If you look at the other prices, which we will in a second, if you guys want me to do more about FNAF, I will enjoy it, because clearly I can't cover everything in one video. It just ain't happening. So, as you guys can probably tell, as the animatronics, the Bite of 87, what about the Bite of 83? There were a lot of different things that happen. And this is also, again, in the game, as you have different things. And yeah, that's pretty much the whole point of this game. And yeah, I might play the other games if given the rare opportunity. Yeah, boys, guys, that is pretty much the whole point of today's episode. If you guys did enjoy and want me to talk about more about other things, I am thinking of playing video games and, talking about things in the background. Maybe even story, things that involve the real world. Whatever you want, you've got it. So, be prepared on Monday. I know it's Sunday, so it's like I'm posting 3 videos this week or anything. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next episode if you guys want to learn more about Five Nights at Freddy's or any other game in particular. Let me know in the comments below if there's anything you want me to cover, and I'll cover it in the next one. Peace out, everyone.